Alright guys, first video is uploading. Let's jump into the second one. We're going to talk about Ukraine, Trump and Biden because, this shit stain is still going. But hey, surprise! The ICIG Michael Atkinson, who turned in the Partisan CIA whistleblower complaint, was a top Mueller Hoax operative. Oh boy, did not see this one coming. So, the Deep State, ICIG, released a statement on Monday when they found it necessary to change their rules last month to include water cooler talk, rumours, hearsay, and cafeteria conversations. Intelligence Community Inspector General Michael Atkinson turned in the Partisan CIA operative's whistleblower complaint to start the latest impeachment against President Donald Trump. Of course, the liberal mainstream media has ignored this critical player in the latest impeachment quest. They don't want to delve deep into Michael Atkinson's background. That's because Michael Atkinson played a major role in the Trump-Russia Mueller hoax. Imagine my shock. One critical period in Atkinson's regime, however, has been overlooked, probably intentionally, by his boaster in the media. He has worked as a top deputy in the Justice Department in 2016-2017, during the very same time the DOJ was investigating Trump campaign aides and, after the election, incoming administration officials. Atkinson worked directly for two figures involved in both the counterintelligence probe into Trump campaign and set up the former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. In July 2016, the exact month of the former FBI Director James Comey officially opened a case against the Trump campaign, Atkinson was named senior counsel to John Callan and head of the National Security Division. Callan was Robert Mueller's chief of staff when he ran the FBI and was appointed the NSD chief by President Obama in 2013. Carl's name has surfaced numerous times in the congressional inquiry into Trump-Russia collusion hoax, according to closed-door testimony by former FBI lawyer Lisa Page. Callan regularly was briefed by former Deputy FBI Director Andy McCabe on the Trump-Russia collusion probe. Callan's shop was involved in handling the FISA warrant on Trump campaign associated with Carter Page. The original FISA warrant, signed by former FBI Director James Comey and Callan's colleague, former Deputy Attorney General Sally Yates, used the bogus Steele dossier as evidence to obtain the FISA court's permission to spy on Page for 1 year. This guy's not a deep state swamp monster whatsoever. Anybody that thinks that it's a conspiracy theorist. The warrant accused Page of being a foreign agent, yet he has never been charged with a crime. It's like they faked the information to get a FISA warrant. But anyway, in September 2016, Callan moderated an NSD event that featured speeches by Comey, former Attorney General Loretta Lynch, former CIA Director John Brennan, and White House Chief of Staff Dennis McDonald. Callan abruptly resigned shortly after the controversy related to his handling of the FISA material. Callan was replaced by Mary McCord. Atkins stayed on as her senior counsel. A few days after the Trump was sworn in, McCord accompanied Sally Yates to meeting with the White House counsel's Don McCain. The purpose of the meeting was to warn the White House that Michael Flynn may have violated an arcane federal law and was at risk of being blackmailed by the Russians. Does anybody think that this that this is a non-partisan witch hunt anymore? Sorry, not a partisan witch hunt. Sorry. Look, at the end of the day, I'm not surprised. I knew it was someone within the deep state. I knew it was one of the. I suspected. It was one of the the hangovers from the Obama administration, which it seems like he is. But yeah, this is literally a guy that's tied to this whole Russia hoax. Anybody surprised? This is their well, we literally call it Russia 2.0. It literally is that, isn't it? This is their second attempt at it. They couldn't get him on Russia, so now we'll go through and we'll try this Ukraine thing. But hey, that's not the worst situation. Maxine Waters says Trump deserves worse than impeachment, needs solitary confinement. So now we're going to arrest and solitary and put a former president into solitary confinement, apparently. Yeah, not dangerous at all. But, you know, it's Trump's rhetoric that's causing the divide in this country, isn't it? House Financial Services Committee Chairman Maxine Waters, who's a Democrat for California, said on Tuesday that President Trump should be placed in solitary confinement, arguing the president himself knows that he deserves impeachment. No, he doesn't. And he's not going to get it. And you guys are going to go absolutely crazy trying to do it, aren't you? I'm calling on the GOP to stop Trump's filthy talk of whistleblowers being spies and using mob language implying they should be killed, Waters tweeted, which I must admit I have said that Trump should not do. But anyway. Impeachment is not good enough for Trump. He needs to be imprisoned and placed in solitary confinement. Both for now, impeachment is the imperative. Waters' comments came as House Democrats pursued an official impeachment inquiry over the whistleblower report, alleging that Trump overstepped his boundaries in July phone conversation with Ukraine president, in which he raised the subject of Vice President Joe Biden and his son. I don't think in the transcript he actually mentions Joe Biden. He mentions Hunter and he mentions the prosecutor, but you know. Trump provoked the media attention when he hinted on Tuesday that the whistleblower should face punishment for his actions. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Democrat also from California, announced the inquiry after months of resisting impeachment calls for her fellow Democrats. During a private meeting, she reportedly said she wanted to see Trump in prison. She also argued that the premature impeachment could doom efforts at prosecuting the president once he leaves office. Waters also accused the president of dog whistling to his white supremacists by tweeting a Texas pastor's quote, warning that civil war would result if Trump was removed from office. He was actually quoting someone else, but anyway. Trump was quoting someone else who talked about civil war. It's really, really interesting that the mainstream media forgets that they're the ones that have been talking about civil war since Trump has literally been in office. You can do a Google search, type in civil war, and you can see news article after news article after news article from the left not only calling for it, but asking if we've already kicked it off. But Trump talking about it, oh boy, that's bad. Trump is irresponsible and so sick for power and control, he would dare imply that a civil war would ensure his impeachment, Waters tweeted on Tuesday. Waters added that Attorney General William Barr should also face impeachment, calling him the worst law enforcement officer. Because he won't go after Trump, and that makes him bad. Orange man, bad. AG Barr is the highest law enforcement officer and the worst, Warren said. He's supposed to be the people's lawyer, but he's just Trump's puppet. He's been caught soliciting foreign countries' help to help in undermining his FBI and our local intelligence agencies. He should be Trump's companion with impeachment. Waters has a long call for Trump's impeachment and has heads of the Financial Services Committee and has helped lead the charge in the Democrats' attempt to probe the administration. Specifically, the committee was tasked with investigating Trump's bank records as a part of a broader probe into potential money laundering and the other improper transactions. During a CNN interview on Wednesday, the California Congresswoman suggested that more information could surface to hurt Trump in the Russia investigation. There's lots more coming from all 6 of our communities. Okay, what is said. Whether it's the Intelligence or the Foreign Affairs Committee or the Ways or Means Committee. Okay, the president has clearly defined himself in so many ways, disrespected the Constitution of the United States, and braced Putin. Does she realize that Putin is Russian and not Ukraine? But anyway, it's actually funny that they're claiming that he's a Ukraine puppet now, while they were claiming that he was a Russian puppet. But Russia and Ukraine have a very checkered history with, getting along. But anyway. Oh, it gets worse, don't worry. Kamala Harris calls for suspension of Trump's Twitter account amid whistleblower tweets. Really? These are your Democratic nominees. Have fun in the election. Really have fun. Like, Senator Kamala Harris said on Monday night that President Trump should have his Twitter account suspended over his tweets about the whistleblower who complained has helped launch an official House inquiry into his potential impeachment. The president tweets that his behavior about this and just further evidence of the fact that he uses his power in a way that is designed to beat people down instead of lifting people up, the 2020 Democrat president candidate told CNN, which is funny as they're trying to beat Trump down with impeachment. Pot, kettle, black. But regardless. Frankly, when you look at what he's been tweeting today, directed at the whistleblower, directed at so many people, I frankly think that based on this, that all I've seen him do before, including attack members of Congress, he frankly his Twitter account should be suspended. Please suspend Trump's Twitter account, because I want to see him on Gab. Can you imagine if Donald Trump jumped on Gab? Holy jeez. Harris said Trump's latest tweets, in which he called the whistleblower close to a spy, is evidence that he's irresponsible with his words in a way that could result in harm to other people. Do we really need to keep reading the rest of this? Because it's the same shit. It really, really is. And don't worry, here's Hillary Clinton, who, by the way, is reportedly looking at running in 2020 again, for a 4th time. Hillary Clinton laughs as covert crowd chants "lock him up," which is weird, because when Trump's crowd chants "lock her up," that's offensive. Now, I don't have a problem with Cobert's crowd cheering that, but if you're going to claim that Trump's crowd is offensive when they claim "lock her up," then you have to apply the same rules to Cobert's crowd, right? It's the same thing. By the way, do you ever notice that Democrats can't think of anything original? They always have to grab what the conservatives do and change it. Hillary Clinton came on CBS host Stephen Colbert's late night show Monday, where she appeared amused with audiences members began to chant "lock him up" after Colbert mentioned the Trump-Ukraine controversy. We have learned about Trump-Ukraine call the private server. Colbert said, "Is it time to, dare I ask, lock him up? What would you make of it?" Before I could give a full answer, audience members just began to chant, "Lock him up." "I created a monster," Colbert said as Clinton finishes laughing. "I apologize." The former 2016 Democrat president nominee continued to discuss the impact of President Trump's potential impeachment during the remainder of the interview. We have started an impeachment inquiry which will look at the evidence, and I think that's exactly what should be done, she says. Which I agree with, because that way it gets thrown out. I believe strongly that this particular incident has such a huge impact because we've known for a long time that he was a corrupt businessman who cheated people. Okay, sources. Clinton added, "But to see him in office of the president putting his own personal and politics interests ahead of the nation's security of our own country," I don't think he is, but, sources, just pierced through whatever confusion or denial people had, she added. It seems like she's in denial and confused how she lost the election. But anyway, Clinton said she was in favor of impeaching Trump. Of course she is, because that means she would win. If they got rid of him, then they would have to get rid of Pence, then Nancy Pelosi and everybody else before she would... I don't know. It's to get to Hillary Clinton, you got to get rid of about 8 Trumps. Eight of Trump's staff. So, good luck with impeaching all those. After the announcement from the Speaker of Nancy Pelosi authorizing an official impeachment or inquiry of the president. This is basically Trump derangement syndrome. Here we have Hillary Clinton, who reportedly is looking at running in 2020 again. I'm not joking. Kamala Harris, who is actually running in 2020, asking for Trump to be banned off a private platform. Mind you, YouTube, Google can ban conservatives as much as they want, right, says the left. Maxine Waters says Trump deserves worse than impeachment. So here's Maxine Waters, who wants to arrest him and throw him in solitary confinement on jail. And by the way, the whole person that started this whole shitstorm was a top Mueller operative. Do you believe the deep state exists now, people? Anybody here doubting the deep state right about now? Let me know in the comment section below. Look, at the end of the day, this whole thing it's a mess. It is an absolute mess for the Democrats. This is going to cause people to just say, you guys are batshit crazy. You have Trump, who's running on keeping America great again, and the left, who's running on, we're going to impeach Trump, we're going to ban his Twitter account, we want to throw him in jail and solitary confinement, and we're going to have double standards. When you say something, that's bad, but when we say it, that's fine. We're going to take your guns, we're going to give healthcare to everybody. This is the left's argument for their campaign. Open borders, take away your guns, knock down your freedom of speeches by getting large corporations like YouTube be fine with censoring people. We're going to arrest the former president. We're going to throw him in solitary confinement. We're going to go through. We're going to ban him off tech platforms. This is the left. This is the Democratic Party. I wonder who's going to win 2020. I really do. But anyway. Guys, let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. I don't see any way the Democrats come out of this looking good. I really, really don't. And this just makes Trump look better. Which is probably why his popularity is higher than it's been since he was sworn in or something. Inaugurated. So, yeah. Good luck, Democrats. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. We do have one more story to show you and jump into, and apart from that, yeah, we'll do that. So that'll be up after this. Have a great day, guys, and enjoy.